What's up, guys? My name's Kadero,
And I'm Hope.
and people know us as Everyday with H and K. Basically, we are content creators that inspire healthy relationships through love and laughter. So basically, we love to just make videos, have fun, dance, whatever it may be. And so we've been having a blast. We kind of started this thing really in March is when this thing took off, and we've been kind of zooming ever since. It's pretty crazy.
Right.
We're just your average normal couple.
So literally y'all just started in March?
Yeah, so we've had the page for 2 years, going on 2 years in December.
Okay.
But we started doing that was when we had 227 followers.
Because we were just posting food or if we went out to a new restaurant or something. It was just those
you know, you had your family following you, your friends, the close friends.
Right.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
And then we started doing TikTok on there.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, people are coming in and they're like, oh, this is great. And
Right, yeah. That's
okay.
crazy.
That's cool.
But yeah, it's been crazy. And then not too long ago, we had one video that went viral, the Sierra video, and it was just what in the world?
That's probably my favorite video because I'm kind of exposing myself, but I always wanted to do that move my entire life. I don't care what anybody says. Sierra is one of the best dancers of our generation.
Yes,
She is.
no doubt.
Yeah. And I think everybody, even because when that song came out, I know all of me and my girlfriends, we tried, but it failed.
I could not do it. I was like, how is she leaning? How is it the microphone? It was just
Yeah.
So how was that transition from 200 followers to blowing up? What is that like for people who don't experience the joy of
it's surreal because you get to a point where people are like, oh, you guys are famous, and we're like, no. I still get up normally and go to my fake office desk and work just like everybody else. But it's unique because you then realize you have this community that you're building, and they are looking forward to everything you put out.
right.
And it's almost pressure a little bit. We got to make sure we put out some fire because
especially after the Sierra video, we were sitting here okay, this has gotten big. What do we do next?
right.
Gotta get creative now.
So,
right. We kind of had that moment briefly on our YouTube page. Literally we were getting 1,000 views, 100 views. And I posted a reaction to the Zelia Banks Wildin' Out whole fiasco, and it literally I went to sleep. I woke up, my phone is hot because I'm getting comment. The video had over 200,000 views overnight, and then it just kept going as the whole thing unfolded.
I was turn it off.
Yeah.
It was crazy. I was like, if this is what it's like, I don't want this.
Yeah, we had a guy at our church. He commented. It was he texted us hey, I was just at the bank, and the bank teller showed me your video, and I was like, I know them. They go to my church, and I'm like, the bank teller is out here showing you.
That is crazy.
It's nuts.
Well, so speaking of that, do you guys get if y'all in the store, somebody oh my God, it's HK?
No, we have not gotten that, but it's funny. We were in the store this past week, and we were just I was like, Hope, what if somebody recognizes? What would we do?
Because there's a few people that's oh, we're from Chicago, we got to get together. So it's people we've heard of. It's around town, and we're I don't know. You feel you can't go out just looking crazy you used to. I used to look a mess, but I may have to actually put some effort into when I go out.
Funny story. Yeah. We went somewhere, and I'm like, oh my God, we made it. I'm like, babe, look, they notice us. Look, they're looking at us. Literally, I'm like, okay, this is our moment. Guy walks up hey, where'd you get those shoes from?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
Wow.
Because the way he was looking, he just kept looking I was like, oh my God, babe, they know us. They saw the video. They saw the reaction video. We're famous. Yeah, no. I don't know where I got my shoes from. So
yeah,
it was crazy.
That is hilarious.
So I know you say you want to inspire people through, love and laughter. Was that the motto you used? Or
love and laughter?
Yeah. So what does that mean? Are you trying to, show marriage in a different way? Is that like your ministry? I hate to use that word to get all churchy, but
yeah,
it's like
we get it, and that's funny because we always talk about like ministry because people like, yo, this is y'all ministry, and we like, yeah, we never like to get the churchy, but we also know at the end of the day that's what it is.
That's what it is.
Yeah. And so for us, it is. It's that positive light because marriages, especially black marriages, gets that bad, perception to it, and like that,
so much, man.
You get into it, it's ball and chain, ain't no more fun. You can't have fun with your lady. Like it's just living life. You just doing life together, and here we go to the death do us part. Yeah. Like, and we're like, no, like this is my best friend. Like. Right. Everything we do, we're doing it together, but we're having fun when we're doing it.
Right.
We're laughing, we're showing genuine, authentic love.
Right.
And
that's contagious, man. That's the crazy part.
Exactly.
And you can't watch your video without wanting to try it, want
to go do something with your spouse.
It's contagious, man.
Yeah. And it's funny because people are like, well, is that really them? Is that really like what love looks like? And it's funny when people who do know us and people are saying, yo, is that really them? They're like, yo, that's really them. Like that, that is genuine stuff. What you see there is not them acting. Like that's truly them, and that's what we want to.
And for us, I've seen people. I think on Facebook, somebody shared, maybe it was your video or somebody else, and they were like, "This honeymoon phase doesn't last." I'm like, why is it such a negative thing? Like that marriage goes. Yeah.
And we love to shock people when they be like, yeah, that honeymoon. I was like, well,
it was like, oh, y'all must just got married.
We've been on this honeymoon for 11 years.
Right.
They're like, I've been married 11 years? Yeah, we've been married 11 years. They're like, oh, okay, well. We kind of put them in their place like, this
that's the crazy part.
To go down. Like, and I think that's the great part. Like, once you kind of get with your partner or your spouse, and it's like, you're learning each other. You're working out the kinks in the beginning because our beginning was a little rough. So it's like we worked out those kinks, and it's like now, okay, we're vibing, we're gelling, we're getting like each other's motions and things like that. So I think like for us, it's just the longer we're around each other, the stronger our bond is.
That's what it's about.
So this is the big question that we had. Like, what's next for the brand? Like, where do you see it going? Yeah. Because
we are like just really
trying to figure
it out because like this is so new to us. It's not like we were coming into this thing seeking like, all right, this was our goal. This is our purpose that we're gonna be these like brand influencers doing all this stuff. It was like, wow, this is it. And now we have this community, and now we feel like we have this responsibility to continue it. So now it's like, all right, how do we take what we're doing? We do these Q&As. We do YouTube things. Like we have different things. Our last YouTube was Wednesday, going to bed angry and that perspective. And so people are listening and loving this. And it's like, okay, we got to keep feeding people because they're yearning for it. Yeah. And that's what's unique. Seeing people yearning for the perspective from those who've been married, those are single, and we're telling them, yo, like this is the single life. This is how you need to navigate that. Because especially now for these folks single now, it's tough.
Yeah, it's tough. I would hate to be single now.
Definitely, yeah.
I'm grateful I'm not in that.
Yeah,
right?
I would hate
so
to be
like
single.
we're just we've been brainstorming really the past month on different ways we can kind of continue to build this brand, branch out, work with others, continue to learn. I think a lot of it is research because we don't know much. Yeah. A lot of research and networking with people to say, okay, how do we navigate this world?
Yeah.
Right. So do you guys have kids or no?
No kids. No kids yet.
Cool. I mean that in itself is an entire like different world. Like that's why we're young. So like I'm 25, she's 26. Yep. So our thing is like, hey, you can be young and still enjoy life with kids. Like so I think it's important to kind of find your lane and stay in it, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Because like it's so hard not to copy, this podcast or these people or what's trending. So to kind of see you guys do something that I didn't see I don't know if you saw it, but I didn't see anybody doing what you guys were doing. It was like, whoa, like that's so unique.
I think that's what's shocking to us because it's like we've heard other people say that, like, you guys are doing something new. To us, it's kind of like, are we? Like,
we look like we're not inventing the wheel at all. Like,
I feel like, I mean, the only thing that's changed is we hit record in our household. And it's like, because if the cameras weren't here, we'd still be TikToking.
Right.
Like, it's just crazy to me that people are like, we haven't seen it before. And it's just, to me, that's just new. Like,
I think what makes it unique, though, when people say that, it's like, now that makes us kind of say, oh, it is authentic.
Yeah, that's the thing. We see
out there,
it, but not like authentic.
Yeah, but
you know,
like it. So it's something that we bring to the table. It's our authentic, our genuineness that they're like, oh man, when y'all do it, man, it's crazy. I love
it's crazy.
It.
It's
like, are we doing
good?
I feel like we doing that new.
Right.
It's just us, huh?
So what has been the most, I guess, like your biggest accolade so far? Like what was like something really special to you guys? Like probably NBC, or was it the
Well, I'd say one of like, and this probably not even because they didn't even put us out there every day with H&K as the brand, but because of making videos, we ended up on the Kelly Clarkson show.
Right.
And so it was the video of us hopping on the scale and like
because that was real life.
Like quarantine 15, we hopped on the scale. Well, somebody saw that on their show. It was like, we would love to do like a segment about the quarantine 15.
Right.
And from that, we got like, she gave us a personal trainer. Yeah. We got like a deal with Territory Foods where they send us food every week. And like, like weight loss journey.
Right.
That's wow.
That is.
Yeah.
But it's just so interesting. Like, we're strong believers in like God orchestrating things.
Right.
So it's like when you think about like that was kind of like the beginning of this thing. Like, we knew we had to lose weight. Because it was like, in order for us to get up and go and do what we have to do, like, we needed to shed the pounds. We started getting a little bit out of control once quarantine hit. So it was like a wake up call, like, all right, y'all get it together. But it was like just the divine connections that were being made from that show, and just like the way everything fell into place. It's all just working together.
Right. That's how we feel. Like, I feel like everything is like, you know, divine connections, moments, things that happen. Like this year for us, like, and you know, I don't want to boast in a time where so many people are, you know, going through stuff, but for us, like, just to be sustaining, to be growing, to be alive, it's just been like a blessing for us. Like,
that's so real, because we feel the same way, where it's tough because so many people are going through a struggle, and like people ask, well, how's this quarantine been? It was like, for us, it has not been that way.
Right.
We don't have that story. It's like we've gotten closer because I'm home now, where in my profession, I'm usually gone 13 hours a day. So like, I'm home now with her all the time.
Yeah.
Kind of started this whole new like brand and like, and I'm impacting lives.
Yeah.
We're impacting lives that we never thought, like overseas, when we got people from New Zealand and Australia, and Kenya, like DMing us saying, "Oh, we appreciate everything you guys are doing," and the positive. It's like,
it's amazing.
Up at 4 a.m. watching our lives. It's like,
and I was like, where am I from? And it's 4 a.m. And I'm like, what? And you're not watching us right now. Crazy.
So it's so crazy. Like, so it's always this thing. I was talking to somebody else, and it was like, how do you balance like being appreciating what you're getting without offending others? So it's like, we just want to keep putting out positive vibes and stuff, like just be us. So that's why when I reached out to you guys, because that's what I get from you guys. It doesn't seem forced, fake. It's just like authentic,
seem real genuine.
Like,
and I just think
that's what we hope, and that's how. And I think we know our real life, so that was keep us humble. Like, it's not like this thing is not like, oh yeah, we done made it. Nah, like we still live in this little small apartment in Chicago. Way too much rent.
Right.
The rent goes way too much.
Rent is crazy. What church do y'all go to? Like, what?
It's called People Church. Pastor Chris and Audrey Carmona are the lead pastors. So love them, like a young group, real diverse. Cool. And like it's funny because we found it off from Instagram. We started going probably like November, got really connected, and then come March we were like, oh, Everybody no church.
Right.
It was like,
Yeah.
damn. But it's been cool because we do like small groups every other Thursday.
Gotcha.
That's
So we
good.
still can kind of connect.
Are you guys from Chicago?
No, we're originally from Virginia,
Virginia.
Richmond, Virginia.
So how did you end up in Chicago?
Yeah, way over there.
Y'all got time?
Yeah, I mean the DMV is so nice. Like we live in Louisiana, so we go to the DMV a lot, whether I'm playing or we're traveling. It's like the nicest, to me, the nicest place. One of the nicest places in the United States. Like
it's definitely home. But just working in college athletics. So we've lived in Oklahoma for 4 years. We lived in South Dakota for a year. We lived in
Because I gave him 1 year. I said, we got 1 year in this place.
Let's go. We gotta go.
It was that job title and that position I wanted. So she was like, you gotta take it. But we got there and it was like
soybeans, cornfields.
Oh my god.
And like the weather was like minus 30 degrees. Like we did not hit zero.
So, is South Dakota really the demographic? Is it really what they say? Is it mostly white people? Or that's what they say. I haven't been up there yet, but that's what I heard.
Yeah, I heard.
I'll tell you our first experience. We went to Walmart because that was the place to go to. Like that was the only place that they had that everybody showed up.
Right.
So we went there, and this little boy, he was probably like 6 or 7, and he was just like, wow, and just looking at us. And we were like, what's wrong with this one? And then we realized we're probably the only Black people in this Walmart.
My
god! I don't know the last time if he's ever
saw. Yeah,
it was
that's so crazy.
An interesting experience.
Right. And after South Dakota, we moved to Wisconsin. So yeah,
so when we moved here, and he was like Chicago, I was like, yes. Yeah. Diversity. I was like,
I can do that, huh?
More than one mall. Like,
right. Is Chicago as bad as they say it is? Like,
right, yeah.
It all depends on where you are.
Yeah.
I think in everything, the media blows everything up as well. Way worse than it really is. But it's like any other city. As far as I ain't going in that part.
Right.
It's a little rough down there, but
because down here, what we see about Chicago is it's like the worst place in the world.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like to us. Like,
yeah.
I don't. So what do you guys see on the media about like Louisiana?
Yeah.
And New Orleans area? Like, what do you guys see?
I don't feel like
not much.
Right.
If there ain't nothing really, if it's not something like national attention, like when Katrina came, like you're not hearing much. Like when all the protests started happening, you was hearing every little city and every who was having things.
Right.
But it's crazy being in Chicago because we were having so much protests here.
Yeah.
And riots here. Like it almost was like draining out everything else.
Right.
And like we had one that's like last 2 weeks, where they went off again. Like folks were going on like the Magnificent Mile was breaking in and looting.
What?
So it's like,
that's
it's almost
crazy.
like,
all right. So yeah,
but that's not everyday life. Like normal life, you can go out there and live life like normal. Like
restaurants, lake, boat life, like it's
a lot to do. Huh?
Yeah, it's a lot to do.
It's a lot to do.
We actually, when we moved here, broke the bank because we weren't used to going out like talking about.
Right.
There was like, there's so much to do. There's so many places to eat. Then we saw minus this, minus that, minus this. We were like, we need to
Right.
Yeah, so much, and it's like this place is a hot spot. So many like people come through, concerts and stuff like that. Like it's so much to do, which is cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's cool.
So I do have a relationship question for you guys.
Okay.
Since you guys, to me, are experts in this, how do you maintain this, what they call honeymoon phase, this happiness? Like, it's so many people who literally just want to get back, to that. Yeah. So how do you guys keep it going? I mean, 11 years, and people think you got married yesterday.
Right.
You guys act, so and I mean, we all have fights, we argue, we get mad. But how do you guys get back to that happiness?
A happy place, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Hey, you want?
No, you go ahead.
I think one of our biggest things we talk about all the time is being a student of your spouse, and that's always sitting back and watching who they are, what they like, what they dislike. Like, I know your wife was not the same person she was yesterday that she is today. She definitely wasn't the same person she was before the kids. Right. So, like, definitely. You have to be very mindful of watching her and how she moves, because she's always evolving. And those little questions of, like, what do you need from me? What do you like now? What gets you excited? What's your goals? When your woman hears that from her man, like, it just makes her feel like, he really cares. He's still digging me. He feels it's almost like we're still dating.
Yeah.
And so, like, if I'm always pursuing her like she's not my wife, and like, I'm still I'll let that little shorty over there.
Not your little shorty.
If I always pursue her like that, like, it always keeps that flame going. Right. And sometimes you have to, and it's work, because you got to find yourself, especially after years, you get comfortable and you get into routine, and routine can be a huge killer. Yeah. It's like the buzz killer routine is. So, like, you always got to sit back and kind of take assessment and take out ego and pride out of yourself, both parties. Like, marriage is truly a selfless act. Like,
I think that was the biggest thing for us was the routine. Like, we had to come to a conclusion that we will only keep a routine for the kids. Like, what time they eat. We can't be
in routine with no way. Yeah.
We can't have like a routine text message or a routine. Like, we have to, like you said, you have to continue to date. And that once we got that, like, revelation, like, our marriage improved by like a lot.
Yeah.
We got stuck in routine.
And I think too, it's like, we're firm believers also in communication. And I feel like so many people, as time goes on, they just kind of start hushing their mouth about certain things, or like, oh, that's just him, like accepting ways, or like, oh, that's just her. And it's like, no, I'm going to tell him still to this day what I need. He's going to tell me what he needs. And it's like, there's no confusion. Everybody's getting what they're asking for. So it's like, I think communication is just key too, because like you said, like, we're all evolving. So it's like, okay, this is kind of how I'm feeling, or I know I've kind of changed in this way. Like, so therefore, there's no surprises with him when he's trying to figure me out. Like,
assumptions. You can't have assumptions in marriage.
Assumptions, right.
You can't have assumptions.
And I think too, just keeping it fresh. Like, we try different things. Like we talked about, like, not being so mundane. Like, let's try a cooking class this week, or, well, not during quarantine, but before quarantine. We were trying. I'm not going anywhere. But it's like, before that, like, we would try new date nights. We would like do weekend vacations, or like just trying to spice it up or do something different. So it's not always the same, and I don't get bored with him. Like,
and I know we get asked, well, you guys don't have kids, and I'm like, we don't. But we have been around a lot of family that has it and friends that. And one thing about that is like, like you guys are doing this right now. You say after the kids are asleep, we'll do it, because baby. Man, set up a little table, throw a little candle on, get the baby to sleep, and y'all sit just talking to each other. Like, something simple as that. Like, just to keep the passion going, like, to do things different. And just be lighthearted. Don't take everything so seriously. Like, this thing, we live this life, and it can be short. So, like, live it up, especially when you have that person that you can live it out with. Like, keep things light and fresh, man.
I think what was crazy, and for me, like, when she started sacrificing stuff for me, that's when I was like, wait, I'm not doing enough, because this girl hates sports.
Yeah,
hates it.
I can't stand
But when
it.
she's sitting here watching the game with me, getting mad and starting to learn players' names, and I was like, wait, she is taking my passion, and so I was like, you know what? I'm about to learn makeup. I'm about to, HGTV, whatever.
Dude, that's
and it's like,
I'm all about house hunters.
And I think that's really important what you said. I really want people to understand that the selflessness and the ability to study your spouse and your partner is so important. Like, it's invaluable.
Yeah.
It's almost like a competition for us. Who can outserve the other person?
Yeah.
Who can outserve the other person? Because if I'm serving her and she's serving me, like you
everybody's
said, like
happy.
You felt convicted because she was willing to enter your world.
I felt bad because she had.
I'll tell you this. I used to be like more NFL. Like I was NFL football. Kadero, when I met him, was more. It was college athletics, and I wasn't excited about college athletics to begin with. Like I didn't care for it. But now I watch the games. But he also watches the Hallmark movie channels. When I'm ready for a Hallmark Christmas movie, I pop the popcorn and he sacrifices. So we're all happy here.
Get the hot chocolate ready.
That's all it is.
That's how it is. Like I don't like watching. I'm racist when it comes to movies. So
y'all, yes.
I like black movies. She doesn't.
Yeah.
She does. But so if it's no like black character, I'm like, oh. But now I sacrifice.
Yeah.
No, it's real. That's real.
Yeah. It's nails trying to get him to watch a white movie.
Right. Not like that, but I'll watch it.
But like
I'm the person who's watched every single black movie on Netflix.
Yeah. Everyone,
even the bad ones.
even the horrible,
the low
ones,
quality iPhone shot.
Oh my God,
I love it.
You love.
I be trying to get Kadero on them sometimes because I'm like, no, I just need a good black film. Like I need a good.
I love it.
Well, not even good, but I'm like, I just need black.
Yeah,
like, all black.
You have those things.
Yeah.
I watch all like YouTube, like independent films. I'll do it all. Like I love it.
Yeah.
I love seeing people like you, people like make content. Like I love it.
Yeah.
That's what
I love it.
I did want to ask you guys a question. Like, who does more of the creating in you guys' relationship? Like for the videos and stuff, or is it like a 2-part?
It is honestly a 2-part.
Yeah.
Like some days he's feeling creative. So oh my gosh.
It's another one.
Yeah, he woke up.
Oh my God, smile. Like he's not.
Like they're up. They're ready.
I'm ready.
They are.
I love it.
That's what he does.
But it's more like a 2-part. Like sometimes he's creative, sometimes I'm creative, sometimes we're both creative. Like it just depends on the day. I think.
I love like the Sierra video, like for that to go, like she saw it and was like, oh, I would love to do it. And then I was like, oh, let's add this part to it. We're against the wall. And she was like, oh, okay.
And
that was the part. No, that was the part.
Yeah.
Like, that was the part for me. The wall part. That was the part.
And I was like, I remember that joint. I won't let me get into that.
Yeah, like
that was funny.
Yeah, a little bit too much fun rehearsing.
Right.
Like that's not cool.
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, I don't want to keep you guys all night, and this
No, you're fine.
literally about to break everything.
Yeah.
But look, I have one more question for you. What was your last fight about, and how'd you get over it? Real quick.
Ooh. That's like.
Great thing when I think of the fact that we're sitting here trying to think about it is when we stop the fight and we make up, we say
it's over,
forgiving each other, and we forget it. And so now I'm like, yo, what was the last like fight? That's so big for us in our marriage. It's like once we have solved this thing and we've forgiven each other, like we are the type that's like, all right, we forget it. Like, so we're done. Are you good? We're good. So
hug it out. But I will say, like, some examples of things that we've argued about. Like, we don't remember per se the last one, but I mean, even when like our communication, because of course this is all new to us. Like this content creation stuff is new.
Working together.
Like, we've never worked together before.
Those are the work. Already. You don't have to go any further. I know exactly where you're going because it's so hard to not turn your spouse into like a coworker. Like you wanna treat them like a coworker. Yeah. Like, oh wait, can't say that. Or
So I mean, there's been times where I've even had dreams. And I woke up sad one day. I was like, what is wrong? Because I normally wake up with a smile on my face. And that day I wasn't smiling. And I said, I had a dream that like our marriage just turned into this business partnership. It wasn't like a marriage. It was just like business. And I was like, I'd rather shut that down and have our marriage than do any of that. So that's when it was like, we make sure like it's not going to turn into that. Like we have to implement doing things, shutting down hours, dedicating time for us, like all of that stuff. Because in the beginning, it's like you can get so excited with comments and like responding to people and trying to build a community. And it's like your spouse is getting neglected. Like we're both over here, not with each other. So it's been those moments where we've been like, no, stop. Like, what is going on with us? Like, and we're trying to figure out how each other works. So it's like, because we've never worked together before at all.
So and that communication, the tones.
I don't believe. I'm just gonna tell you straight up. I don't believe you because you do it too well. So you guys, you guys make it look like easy, you've been working together since day one.
Yeah.
No,
we haven't.
If you say last night, it was probably like the way I said something. Because like you said, like it's like I'm talking to a coworker. Like you can't be doing that. Like wait a minute.
Hold on.
Who are you talking to?
Right. That's how it is with me because. That's how it is with me because, like, working in corporate America, you learn to be a certain way, or people won't respect you, or they won't take you seriously. So
right.
So it's like your assertiveness is coming off a little strong.
Yeah, and sometimes he becomes like a perfectionist because of that. And I'm like, dude, I'm just your wife. Like, I mean, I can say that. I'd be like, I can say that. We could clown. Like, people like, what?
That's funny because she's the perfectionist, and I'll be like, I can't do anything right, can I?
Yes.
Right.
It's bad. We're working on it. So we're working out those kinks, right?
Well, cool,
guys. Man. Once we hug it out, I apologize. You apologize. You good? We good? Let's hug it out. Get about it and keep moving.
Yep.
Cool. Well, look, I don't want to keep you much longer than because I think we were already 30-some minutes in. So.
Probably so, yeah.
Oh, okay. No, you're good.
I know.
We did a live, but we about an hour and a half yesterday.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's good conversations. It just goes. Yep. But thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you so much.
You guys are amazing. We definitely will be.
You guys are doing it big, man. Y'all getting some heavy hitters on this thing, man.
I know.
Hey, we just act. We don't do anything. But
we're taking advantage of this quarantine.
Yeah, everybody's home. Everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Look,
oh my God.
Handling business.
Yeah. Kid on stage. Yeah. We gonna get you next.
Right, yeah.
Handling business.
Yeah, so I'll probably post this Sunday. I'll edit it up, post it, make promo clips and all that good stuff, and we'll go from there, man. I'm excited.
Good.
You guys are amazing.
You guys are awesome.
You have a crazy story, good advice. Maybe you should write a book.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna throw it out there.
You might as well. I mean,
Daryl, I said, I don't know about writing a book. I can do a video all day long, but when it comes to writing a book,
but it's people.
Seminars.
No, you can literally make a video or talk it out, and it's people who will write the book for you.
Yeah.
And it's crazy.
That's true. Because this one, I don't know. Let's do it.
Yeah. Definitely, man. I want to see from you guys. I want more long form content. Not because it's not enough. Like I can't do. I know it's every day, but the 1 minute or the instant.
It's too short.
I need long form videos. Yeah.
That's what we keep hearing, and I'm like, what more can we do? I don't know. We can probably do so. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah. Keep us posted though. Keep us posted. Make sure we know.
We will.
Absolutely.
Cool. Well, thank you again.
Thank y'all so much. Yeah.
Still making some calls.
I love it.
Say bye. Tell them bye.
Say bye-bye.
Oh my God, so adorable.
Say bye-bye.
What's their names?
So this is Major.
And the baby is Journey.
And that's Journey.
Journey. I love those names.
Yeah. And we're done.
How old is Major?
Y'all done?
We're done.
Just those two?
No, one more.
No, we have our oldest.
Oh, y'all have 3.
So it's a 5-year-old. This is a really big 18-month.
Literally, he's 18
You're
months.
joking.
No,
18 months.
he's huge.
When he climbed in that bed, I thought he was like 3.
18 months.
He's 18, yeah.
Huge, but it's genetics. I promise you. You got to see my family. I'm the smallest.
Oh my God.
And then she is 2 months. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh well, congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I love it.
Cool. Well,
So beautiful.
thank you guys. I'll email you some stuff and
Okay.
cool.
Sounds good, man.
Bye,
Y'all
guys.
have a good night.
Y'all too.
Alrighty.